This is the story of Tony and Mimsy, a couple that had it all together.
Countless joyful moments were shared between these two after being happily married for over 3 years. Months went by, however, and the test of time began to take its toll on their marriage.
Tony, the peppy husband, slowly started to become more and more out of touch with his wife.
His job was winning the best of him, and quickly he was consumed by a horrible addiction.
Tony became a drinker and a lazy hound. He didn't even seem to care about Mimsy anymore whatsoever.
To make matters worse, he became violent and frequently quarreled and scuffled with her to the point of physical abuse.
He was losing his mind, he was losing himself, and gradually, he was losing her.
Mimsy finally had enough and told him she wanted a divorce.
Tony was left alone, sad and cold, to sit in his misery.
He didn't want things to end like this. He knew he had to fix his marriage and make her come back.
Tony knew exactly what he had to do.
He had to reconnect his love and rekindle his relationship by following the Love Dare.
The Love Dare is a 5-step procedure designed to bring couples back together through the strength of God.
He was ready to do it, and he was going to begin immediately.
The first step, love always protects. This step is about removing an addiction that is hindering your relationship, and in Tony's case, we know exactly what that is.
Tony picked himself up and his bottles of beer and built up the courage to throw them all away. The second step, love is thoughtful. In this step, Tony would have to call Mimsy to show her that she was on his mind during the day.
He then grabbed the phone and dialed her number. She was at work.
The phone rang next to her on her desk. She debated whether or not to answer, but finally decided to take the call.
"Hello," she said, in a serious tone.
"Hey baby, it's me," he replied.
"Tony, what do you want?"
"I just wanted to see how you were, make sure you were okay."
"What?" she responded, in a confused manner.
"Yeah, I just wanted to know if you were alright and see if you needed anything from the store or something."
"No, I'm fine."
"Okay."
Then she hung up. The third step, love cherishes. In this one, Tony would need to choose a gesture that let Mimsy know he cherished her, and so he planned something special.
When she got home from work, she opened the door and found something peculiar at the entrance.
It was Tony, greeting her with a rose and presenting her with a precious bone he had dug up and polished just for her.
To his surprise, Mimsy just brushed him off and kept walking. He couldn't believe it. What could he be doing wrong? He was doing everything the program stated to do.
But he couldn't give up, not just yet.
And so the fourth step, love is responsible. This was one of the simplest yet most important stages of them all.
This step consisted of just praying to God and asking for forgiveness.
Tony prayed to the Lord and begged him to forgive him for his actions of wrongdoing.
He also asked him to aid him in the event that was soon to come, the deciding moment that would determine whether or not he was successful in his mission. Finally, the fifth step, love seeks to understand. This was a special task that Tony had to perform in order to complete what he started.
He had to prepare a special dinner at home just for the two of them. The room and the table looked great.
They began to talk and talk and talk as they had a wonderful and romantic dinner that very possibly was able to restart the fire which once burned in each other's hearts. Tony didn't have the words to express just how happy he was that they were finally reunited once again. They sat by the fireplace just like they used to, and they were happy as can be.
And so again, the young couple that once went from great happiness to utter depression and back to joy celebrated their newfound love and promised to cherish every moment together as it was when it started and as long as it shall last. It was happily ever after and a couple of two glorious barking puppies.
The two set out to travel the world in victory so that they could spread their love to one and all. This proves that with the strength of the Lord, anything and everything can truly be overcome.
And that's the story of Tony and Mimsy.